Today is National Horny Day. And for the first time ever on the Anthony On Air podcast, to celebrate that, we got a threesome. Threesome panel in the house. Frankie C is here. Janine is here. National Horny Day. Happy National Horny Day to you too.
Happy
Isn't it
National
Merry?
Horny Day.
I
Merry.
think it's Merry National Horny Day.
Is that what it is? It's Merry National Horny Day?
Yes.
If you think we're making this up, we are not. It is actually in the Urban Dictionary right there. Today is National Horny Day, April 16th. Anyone can ask anyone for any sexual content, nude pictures, and or sexual actions in the era.
I don't know how that's going to fly.
If you're listening on the podcast, you got to kind of watch this one just for Janine's reactions. In the era of Me Too and everything else, it feels like, by the way, coronavirus, I feel like pushed us away from a lot of things we were doing prior to coronavirus. You know what I mean? Which is like, we got rid of the plastic bag thing right away. We all the plastic bags went back, right? We got, all this Me Too stuff. Now it's National Horny Day. I don't know. Janine, what was your first reaction when you heard of National Horny Day?
First, I didn't think there was such a thing because every day is National Horny Day. But it did remind me of something I did 10, 11 years ago.
Okay.
There was a time where a coworker of mine used to...
This is a good story, Frank. Whenever a story starts with there was a time in my life when, it's a good antidote.
We used to check the Craigslist ads daily. And there was one post where this male posted a picture, very horny for you, something, and then posted a picture of its member.
Okay. Of his jugness.
Except...
Can you do that?
Oh, yeah. Except It looked like a penis and vagina as one.
Like that he had all the equipment? He had both pieces of equipment?
Yes.
Really?
So what does he need to put out an ad for? He's set.
Right.
Just bend it in, I guess.
He's ready to go.
I'm guessing with the bending in thing. I don't know. I'm just,
No, it's very
where
weird.
everything is, I guess.
So, I mean, we really didn't have much to do at work at that time. So,
Oh, God.
we emailed him.
Oh,
And
no.
we said, is that a penis, a vagina, or both? And we kind of laughed it off. And we said something else mean, I forgot. And we thought it was done until I got home and I started getting phone calls. No joke. I got 80 phone calls in less than an hour.
Hang on a second. Are you going to tell us that you ended up marrying and having kids with this guy?
No.
And that man became my husband.
That man, we all know today.
So it turns out somehow this person got my cell phone number from my email. I don't even know how.
Mm-hmm.
And put an ad up for my number saying I was giving out massages. And that I
So
wanted
how'd you do that
more.
summer?
Pretty good. But I, at the time, thought it was my friend Jack pranking me.
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately texted him and said, like, what are you doing? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, come on, man. So then this girl called me and I wasn't answering any of the phone calls, but I just decided to answer this one. And she's like, oh yeah, you have an ad out. Would you like, me to come over your house or you could come to mine for a massage? And I was like, hold up. No, this is fake. So I had to go back and email that original guy with the penis vagina and say, I'm really sorry that I did that to you. Can you please take down my number?
And he took it down?
He did. did.
Oh my god.
He got what he needed. He put you through what you put him through, and that was a little revenge right there.
And I
You
was
made
like,
fun of him. What do you know? That's
Yeah.
what you get, I guess.
oh God, like, well, I never did that again, safe to say, but
Did you have to change your number, or
I
do you
didn't.
still have the same number?
I had the same number.
She didn't
I
have
thought-
to change her number. She just opened up a massage business.
Right.
It could. Hey,
She leaned into
sometimes
it.
stuff happens and
Yeah.
it leads to things. So
She went the other way and leaned into it.
So, yep, that's my national horny day
So that happened
story.
on National Horny Day.
No.
So
Maybe.
now, is this the first National Horny Day, or has this like been going on for years?
I'm not entirely sure, but I just know it's trending through the roof right now because everybody's home and everybody's
That's
on
true.
social media. And I just feel like this is going to be, well, I forget which podcast I was alluding to. I don't know which one because they're all kind of like molding into one now. But I was saying that there's going to be people in Manhattan that it's, they're going on a month. And they're going to start looking at their neighbors and their upstairs apartment, people that they've been passing by in the hallway, people that they would never give the time of day to, and start going, I don't know, maybe.
5A looks kind of good now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be just a mess in Manhattan now. Everybody's just going to be just walking around and doing whatever.
Exactly.
It's going to be a
The
big horny
Star
mess.
Wars junkie, booger, Newman-looking guy in 5A all of a sudden is going to be looking pretty, standards are going to start to lower very fast.
I'm going to have to stop you right there. Why did you throw Star Wars junkie in there?
Because you know that
Wrong.
that
He
booger
meant
looking.
Star Trek. He meant Star Trek.
Man, did I? I'm not sure.
Damn.
But you know that guy who looks like Newman is wearing a Star Wars shirt, or he's got a whole bunch of them in his closet. I'm just saying. But
Hey.
here's my question, and because we can't, I would love to ask you both who you would ask for nudes from, on a personal level, but we can't name names. But so we're gonna go celeb edition. If you could text a celebrity and ask for nudes,
John Hamm.
Let him finish the question, Janine. For the love of God. Good Lord, keep it in your pants.
John, I bust through my sweatpants. Ham, is that the?
Thank you, God, for sweatpants.
Now I have to think of a different one because we can't both say John Hamm.
I know.
Frank, let's ask you:
Yes.
who would you text asking for a nude today?
Who would I text? Let me see. Probably, I'd have to go either Charlize Theron or, and of course her name just flew right out of my head. Come on, Black Widow,
Oh, Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
That's a good one.
Gotta go ScarJo.
Yeah, that's a good one. Do you think you could get, do you think people, here's my question. I'll throw this back to Janine. You're single. You're not married, right? No kids. If somebody you knew texted you today, what are we, 30 days into quarantine? Governor Cuomo just extended New York pause another
Has it only
30
been 30
days.
days? Jesus.
I think I don't even know. Today's what, the April 6th? Oh, it's April 16th. It's National Horny Day. I should know that.
I think it's been about a month. Yeah.
When did quarantine start? Kind of in the middle of March.
Middle
right?
of March, I think.
Yeah.
March 16th? No. Maybe it was.
13th.
Give or take, it's been a month, you
Yeah,
know,
okay.
and we got another month ahead of us here. Do you send a nude to somebody who texts you asking for a nude today?
No. Never.
You don't.
Just anybody.
Snapchat, maybe. Snapchat nude, not through text. Absolutely not.
'cause
You
What's
gotta
the
be
difference
dumb.
there?
Snapchat, you can't save it. You could take a
Screenshot. Boom.
but
It's over.
you
It's out
would
there.
know. You would know. The other person knows if you take a screenshot or
That's
not.
right.
So yeah,
I do not
Yeah.
have Snapchat. I don't know.
That's true, and you don't want to betray their if somebody just sends you a nudie shot, you don't want to betray their confidence
right,
because you want to, you got to keep that train rolling,
right.
So you would send a snap nudie. Frank, would you send a nudie out?
No, probably not. I don't. No, I don't want my nudies out there.
Dick
I only
pics
have
are a
so
dime a
many of
dozen.
them.
Come on.
I
Yeah.
went to that photographer one time, and he only made a select few, and
Just
I'm not
the
sending them out.
just the it doesn't have to be a full body with your face in it.
Just a Wang shot.
Well, Wang Chung tonight shot. That's
See?
all.
No Wang Chung. I don't think I could Wang Chung it.
Come on.
I could just hear people
all right.
listening. I can hear people listening on their phones or watching this screaming at the screen right now, going, "She'll do it," but this guy,
What is that?
the beautiful girl, is willing, and the guy is like, "Oh no, I can't."
Frank,
Isn't that what?
you've never sent a nude to your wife.
No.
You never
Shut
sent.
up. That's your
We
wife?
live together. Why would I have to send it to her?
Just spice things up a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, but like even back to first of all, yes, Janine, good point to spice things up. And second of all, back in the dating days, come on.
No, we dated for less than 2 years, and no, we never.
In 2 years,
Sent
you never
anything.
sent each other a nudie shot? I don't believe that.
So you have.
Yeah, of course. I still do it to this day.
You live with each other. You're in quarantine. Why do you have to send one?
I'll
Because
tell you,
there's
Maybe
such thing
take one
as,
and you could probably
filters.
take one and show it to her, but you gotta
Right.
send it. Then it's in the cloud or whatever.
yeah, so what? I'll tell you where I almost got in trouble one time on the iPhone. You send a nudie shot on the iPhone, and it's not that big of a deal, and you think it's there and gone. But when you click on the top and you click on info, it brings you to. I can't turn this around now because it's showing my location, but it brings you to. Let me see if there's anything sensitive here. I can't really show. This is just showing my house. I don't want to show people where I live, but it brings you to. There's a whole. Oh, here we go. Screenshot. There's a whole. You can just see a whole slot of pictures. Like
Okay.
it's so even if you delete a picture, learn this the hard way. Even if you delete a picture from a text thread, it's still in that little info portion of the phone.
That's what I would like to avoid.
Yeah, I
You
learned
see?
that the hard way. You gotta go and you gotta delete it from there. And I learned
And who knows
that
where else it's stored?
I learned that the hard way because go
But,
ahead, Janine.
Ah,
No, but I learned that because I
done.
gave somebody else my phone one time and they were going through and they almost saw it. I had to pull the phone away from them.
I have a story about that.
Go ahead.
why am I not surprised?
I can't say who.
Do we know the person?
No, not really.
Oh, okay, so we know who. Okay, go ahead.
This again was years ago, maybe 7, 8 years ago. Someone was showing me pictures on their actual camera. And
Wait, hold on. Let me stop because we do have a lot of young listeners and stuff. There was these devices that were like phones, but you couldn't call
you
anybody.
click
Or text.
Yeah,
Right.
It was just you take a picture
just take pictures.
and it would
There was
be
only one app called
on that.
Camera.
Right.
That's
right.
it.
Go ahead.
So they were showing me pictures of their vacation.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, just scroll to the right. Okay, fine. Scroll. There's a penis on the screen all of a sudden. Okay. And it was the person's husband.
Nice.
Oh. Good Lord.
And the person who gave me the camera is like, oh, did you look at the pictures? And so immediately when I saw this penis come into view, I was like, okay, let me go back and pretend I was still looking at the vacation
Question.
pictures. Yes.
How did you know it was the husband's?
Oh, good question, Frank. Somebody's been creeping around. Somebody has another story to tell.
Get my little detective hat on here.
Yeah.
I'd say the skin color is probably what gave it away.
What does
Maybe.
that tell you?
But I
Something you may have
So
recognized.
the wife
No.
didn't
Yeah.
know that the penis photo was on the camera,
No, I believe she took the picture.
but forgot is what I'm saying.
Yes, because she was like, because it's like usually stuff is just written all over my face, and when I came to this picture, I tried to furiously go back to the vacation pictures, and she was like, "Oh, are you done looking at the pictures?" I was like, "Yes." She's like, "Oh, how did you know?" And I'm like, I don't know."
Oh,
How did you know? I stopped when I got to
Oh.
your husband's penis. Is how I knew.
And so when we were at a party on the way home, I was like, Gaetano, I saw this person's dick. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, it was on the camera. And he was like, no. And I'm like, so since then, every time I see this person, I think of their penis. So there you go. That's why you should always delete. Delete, delete, delete.
You see, this is what I try to avoid without. You're just going to be worried every time. You can't hide your phone from everyone.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I actually had a similar thing happen to me with a family member, believe it or not, where they showed me photos and they were like, here's my vacation photos. And it was on a computer. And so they were like hitting like the right, right. And the photos were like flipping. And like one photo was just a topless photo. And I was like, okay, I'm good. This is, you got to go
Was it?
through.
Family member?
Oh,
Yeah.
it was definitely your mother. Oh,
No, it wasn't my mom.
God.
It wasn't my mom. But it wasn't anything I wanted to see from a family member for sure. It
Was it
just,
your uncle?
No, it was a female.
Kidding.
And you were related to this female?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah. It was not.
Well, I'll be honest. The picture is a family member. Well, yeah, family member.
Wait. Wait, what? The picture you're talking about
Yes.
is a family member.
Yes.
It's so much worse.
Oh.
Not my family.
Someone in
'Cause
Guy's
my family ain't that. No, they are that smart.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. So now
See, that's terrible.
yeah, because
See, this is National Horny Day, and we're talking about the opposite of that.
National Nightmare Penis Photo Day.
National Scarred for Life Day.
National Boner Killer Day. I mean, really.
I just wonder. And I'll pose this question to the both of you: how many people are really going to try and take a shot at getting a nude from somebody that they know? Because we were talking about this the other day, where I don't know, Jeannie, I think it might have been your episode,
Yes.
where we were talking about dating apps, and are people just using dating apps more while they're quarantined and they have all this time to kill?
I think that they're weeding between and seeing, like, obviously, like, you want to talk to the person, but you want to meet them as fast as you can. Maybe people are like going through a bunch of people now, weeding and saying, maybe I'll meet this one, but when the quarantine is lifted, I'll meet this one first.
Stockpiling.
Yes.
Stockpiling their options.
Yeah.
I know someone who's single and is dating and does the dating app thing and went on a distance date. And that is like a date, but you have to keep socially distant. And you take a walk or something. But
is
you're
that
like
right?
6 or whatever feet apart.
So they actually didn't meet in person physically, but kept 6 feet apart and kept their distance.
Exactly.
Oh, how interesting is that?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so you could still kind of date, but just be socially distant.
Is
Dating.
that in the city? Is this in New York?
Not in New York? No.
Oh, okay, so somewhere else where it's probably a little bit easier to do something like
Yeah,
that.
maybe.
Okay. That's really interesting. Boy, I tell you what, this really, and it's going to keep everybody on their best behavior, right? Because you can't,
Yep. Hopefully.
I wonder if that makes people more comfortable, almost in a sense.
What the hell was that?
That's them trying to
Get out of my box.
That's what she said.
What we should have done is, Frank, you should have had your wife sitting off camera with her hand, and Janine, you should have just put your hand.
Oh, I like that.
How much fun could we have with these cameras?
Really?
What I was going to say is though, how much more comfortable is that during a date where nothing, like if you take the sexual tension out of a date, or all these things, all these pressures that come on to an early relationship or an early dating, you take all that away, and all you can do is go for walks and shit like that. Like that actually kind of makes dating maybe a little bit easier in a weird way.
There's no expectations. There's and you probably get to know each other a little better, maybe.
Yeah, and it's like you're like, if you're gonna meet up for a walk, that's like an hour max. Maybe it's 2, but for the most part, like that's it. There's no. You're both gonna go home and you're done with it. It's kind of, I don't know,
No
kind of
performance anxiety.
It's the wave of the future.
Yeah, there's no performance. It feels like this is how people dated back in 1892. They went
Right.
for walks with the family.
No touching.
They went for walks. What the hell
Touching.
else are they going to do? They went for walks.
I know.
Occasionally, they went for a horseback ride. But other than that, what the hell are you going to do?
By the way, when we started this podcast, National Horny Day was trending number 6, and now it is in the number 1 spot. So if we were worried about its popularity, it's skyrocketed.
Are we live? Because was it due to us?
No, we're not live. It's not due to us, but that would have been nice. Yeah. That would have been nice.
So, did you hear sad news? Brian Dennehy passed away.
On National Horny Day.
Right?
It's unbelievable.
I mean, that's just not cool. Couldn't wait one more day. But no, natural causes, not of the virus. So the virus didn't get Brian Dennehy.
That sucks. You know who else died today? Howard Finkel. Do you know who Howard Finkel is?
Sure, Finkelstein guy. No, who is it?
He was the ring announcer in the WWE.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Like the guy.
Love the guy. He would always go, "New," like that. He would always yell "new" if there was a new champion.
What did they say what he died of?
Yeah, not COVID related. It was just he was 69 too. So Fink knew how to do it. 69 dying on National Horny Day.
This is the year I'm dying.
That's a consummate professional.
He knew it was National Horny Day.
Yeah, he did. It doesn't say how.
Probably during a sex act.
You get nudes. He was sending out nudes. He died as he lived, living his life to the fullest, sending out nudies.
You're gonna go out, man.
That's the way to go.
Do that.
The only other big news story so far today is Michael Che. Is pissed that everybody's getting like a break from things, like break on paying rent and all this stuff.
I saw that.
Who is pissed?
Is Michael Che from SNL, from Weekend Update.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't there a moratorium on paying rent, or was that just mortgages or something? I think now.
certain people just decided to do that. I don't think that was like a mandated thing, right?
Yes, but he actually paid the rents of 160 units in his grandmother's building.
Yeah, so his grandmother just died, and he said in an Instagram tweet, his first Instagram tweet, "It's crazy to me that residents of public housing are still expected to pay their rent when so many New Yorkers can't even work. Obviously, I can't offer much help by myself, but in the spirit and memory of my late grandmother, I'm paying 1 month's rent for all 160 apartments in the NYCHA building she lived in. I know that's just a drop in the bucket, so I really hope the city has a better plan for debt forgiveness for all people in public housing, at the very least. P.S. De Blasio, Cuomo, Diddy, let's fix this. Page me." I like that he included Diddy in that.
Diddy.
The Honorable Governor Diddy.
Well, if you're going to get anything done in New York, you got to have Diddy involved. That's
Diddy
everybody
Combs.
knows that.
That's true. You got to get the okay.
Yeah.
Would be nice if they could do that.
Well, you know what it is too. A lot of these like things like, oh, your mortgage is pushed back, or you don't have. I think they're forgiving rent for like 90 days or whatever. Not forgiving. They're pushing rent back for 90 days, and you can't kick anybody out. But at the end of the 90 days, you still got to pay 3 months worth of
Right.
rent. And if you're not,
Well, it's not backed up rent. They're skipping it, right?
no, they're
You have to pay it.
You're just pushing it back.
just pushing it back. It was the same thing with mortgages.
Oh.
They're just pushing, like, if you wanted to not pay your mortgage, you can not pay it, but you're still gonna have to owe that
You
money.
still owe it. Right. They're not skipping a payment. They're just
So
pushing it back.
he's talking about forgiving public housing. You know, people in public housing aren't making a lot of money to begin with, and if they're not working, you know, a lot of them are in service industries and stuff, and unemployment doesn't cover what a usual wage would, even I think on a lower end job. So, you know, he brings up a good point.
You mean the $1,200 isn't cutting it?
Well, that's different than unemployment. That's just, you know,
Well, people got to eat too, and
yeah,
it's only going to cover so much.
yeah, and
It's something. It helps, but you know.
yeah, and Mnuchin was on. People were criticizing Steve Mnuchin, who's the the treasurer secretary, treasury for short. By the way, wood shop still makes
Wood
me
shop.
laugh from the last podcast. I was trying to say, Frank, photoshopping wood, and I said wood shopping.
Shopping photos.
And then I was like, we'll just call it wood shop. Whenever you Photoshop wood into anything, it's wood shop.
Wood shop.
That works. I don't see why not. I think everybody's combining words all of a sudden. Like,
Yeah.
you know, why not? Why can't we start combining words that we feel like should be combined?
I always
Wood
got
shop is
really,
fine.
mad at people who were like, "That's not a word," and I'm like, "Yet." Like the language
Right.
is always changing. Like just because it's not a word yet doesn't mean shit. Like it could be a word
Right.
one day.
Why the hell not? Let's make up some words. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm still
Nothing
mad.
matters anymore.
I am still mad at fourth grade. I forget who our fourth grade teacher was. Fifth grade, might have been sixth grade. Doesn't matter. Ms. D. You remember her, Frank? She
Yep.
took points off of my test because I spelled donut DONUT. And she goes, "That's not how you spell donut." And I go,
Oh, come on.
Talk to Dunkin' Donuts about that
Right,
because that's how
exactly.
they spell it, killer. And she's like, "No."
Back
it's
then, it wasn't how
incorrect."
you spell it. Today, you could. Who cares? See,
Do you
like
see-
nothing matters.
But do you see how I was persecuted from a young age?
You were an entrepreneur. What is it? You were a pioneer. You started
you.
something
There you
that
go.
you know. Now everybody spells it that way. Why do you need G's and H's in there? Who the hell?
Yeah. Drop
Don't
the
even
G's
say
in.
them.
What
Hello?
sadistic
Don't say them.
son of a bitch went, "I'm going to spell donut with a G"? Like seriously.
Oh, nut.
The Earl of Doe.
Yeah. Jackass. Somebody who had a sign company back in the early 1700s. And it was like, I got to get rid of these G's. Let's
Right.
respell donut. Yeah, Steve Mnuchin said that the $1,200 should, well, he was getting criticized for saying that the $1,200 should last Americans 10 weeks. I think what he was saying was the $2.2 trillion should hold people over, and that all the money that they got wasn't in all the entire 2.2 trillion. It was just a portion, and there's more money to come for phase 4, whatever the hell that's going to be. That's what I think. All right, we got to
Phase
leave it
4?
there. Yeah, there's going to be phase 4, my friend.
Can't wait.
We got to leave it there. After the show, I'm going to make a video on how to get lasers on your iPhone. Have you guys seen this?
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, it's
No,
very
but I
exciting.
need that.
Very exciting. Check the YouTube channel because we're going to put that up in just a little bit. That link's from anthonyonair.com, and all the other links for our podcast and everything everywhere else is up at anthonyonair.com. Frankie C., thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Janine, you were brilliant as always, and we'll see you guys on the next podcast.